Welcome to the Dollar Bets podcast, your home to free money sports betting.
Hello, everyone. Dollar Bets is back after a little bit of a hiatus. Had the flu, so sorry about the little delay in that one. But Super Bowl bets have been settled. Both of us did all right, I think. I made some money on the Super Bowl. How about you, D-Bill?
I pretty much broke even with my losing props, but made money on the Eagles money line. That was good.
Yeah. Both gave you the Eagles, and that was over. It's over pretty quickly. Everybody was happy to see Mahomes lose a little bit and the refs lose a little bit. So it's nice to see the Super Bowl turn out that way, even though nobody really likes the Eagles. But happy to see the Chiefs go down hard, and see that the Brady GOAT debate has been settled again, even though, as I said last pod, it was not even really up for debate. But we can move forward with that. So real quick, let's go over the bets we had on the Super Bowl. What do you have there, Debo?
All right. Prop bets. I went 1-3. Only hit one prop bet. It was Saquon under rushing. And he hit that. I mean, he only had like 57, I believe. Number was 114.5. So safely under. And let's go to the losing ones, because I had 3 of them. Travis Kelce, over 65 receiving yards. Never on the right side of that guy. Take his under, he goes over, vice versa. Mahomes over 5.5 rushing attempts. He had 4. One of his runs got called back. He couldn't escape the pocket. He tried to scramble left, right, and they'd sack him or have to throw it away. And then when he went up the middle, the Philly D-line just collapsed on him. They really kept him, in the pocket. Really better than any team I've seen. So, last one was Goddard, over 54.5 receiving yards. Did not get there. He had like 28. So 1-3 on props. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, it's kind of in the same boat with you. Had the Eagles money line, so that hit easily. But then for player props, I hit with under 6 receptions for Kelce. Kelce did not have that many receptions. I saw a couple of videos where he just kind of stopped in the middle of the play. Not a great performance for him. Pretty bad look, but might mean he's coming back. It's tough to end your career that way. So you might see him back next year, but we'll see. I took first 5 carries over 27 rushing yards for Saquon. And his first 5 carries were like 1 yard, 2 yards, nothing. He didn't break anything. So that didn't hit. And then I had Worthy for over 57 yards. I think he hit that. And I also, on DraftKings, I hit him for anytime touchdown. I didn't say that in the podcast, but I hit that too. So I was pretty happy about that. So I ended up making a little money on the Super Bowl. Not a lot, but some. Yeah. So it was good. And then we also did a quick pod on the Waste Management Open, where I need to take my licks for that one, because I had Max Homa saying that Max could handle the pressure and the crowd at 16. Well, by the time he got to 16 at the end of round 1, he was already out of it. I think he put 2 in the drink by that point. He just, the wheels came off for him. He had a bad round, and he was not a factor in that tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to lick my wounds too. I'm right there with you. I had Ricky Fowler, 60-1, first round leader. He was, I want to say, like +3 in the first round. Scotty Scheffler had 11-1 first round leader. He was -2 or something. Then at Glover top 5 and Hideki top 5, both did not get there. So.
Yeah, it's tough first round. First big tournament to see where people are at. But we got them back in San Diego again this week, which is kind of weird because they were just there. Supposed to be a tournament in LA, but because of the fires, they moved it back down to Torrey Pines. So a lot of these players have just played there. Granted, the conditions are going to be a lot worse, a lot different. They didn't have rain for a long time, and then they just got the deluge this week. So had a lot of rain, softened up the course. It's going to play a little bit differently. Had a lot of winds yesterday. Today is a little clear and should be nice to finish out the weekend. But so we'll get into some picks for that in a little bit. Maybe I've got a pick for you there, and then we'll go forward. But all right, so that's our recap of last week.
The Dollar Dollar Bets Blanton's Challenge is a year-long competition between Matt and Debo. Here are the rules. We only use 5 free money sports books: Fliff, Thrills, Rebet, Sportzino, and Novig. You cannot deposit any money. The person that withdraws the most amount of money in 2025 wins the bottle of Blanton's. Here are the current standings.
All right, so current standings, Debo. You had kind of a big week there, huh? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, on Thrills, I cashed out $62, I believe, and that was from the Super Bowl. I had a 4-leg parlay that I made with the NBA, and I turned that, it was like a $6 parlay, turned it at 61, just with that Eagles money line. So we cashed out Thrills, and then also my Sportsbetting account got up to 25 after that Eagles win. Yeah, I want to catch up to you a little bit here. I'm almost there, but then you just cashed out.
I felt the pressure a little bit. So right after you did Thrills, I also hit Thrills. I had a 4-team. I had built up a little bit, and then I hit a four-leg parlay, cashed that out. I posted that on Instagram, so you probably can see that ticket on there. And then I had a couple times where I had my fliff up to $25. Both times lost that single bet. Was trying to play conservative, lost a single bet both times. St. John's killed me. That was brutal. Yeah, and then Tennessee in another one. Then yesterday, I just, building it back up, had a $1.50 in there just in the morning or in mid-afternoon. I'm like, all right, just let it all ride, and just did a 6-teamer and hit that. Got right to the $51 and took out my fliff, so that was pretty sweet. I almost had rebet too. Had 4 out of 5 on the rebet. I don't know why I took Grand Canyon. They won, but they didn't cover. The other legs all hit, so I still got. Yeah.
Anyway. I had a 7-legger on rebet. It was $1 to win 22 or something, and missed by 1 leg. It was Creighton the other day.
Yeah,
I did cash out on a rebet from a referral, but we're not counting those in the challenge. And I also cashed out in Novig from a referral. So nice. Free money everywhere. They can
free money everywhere. That's the point of Dollar Dollar Bets. Exactly. We're both on track for over $1,000 this year of free money. So nice. Follow us for that. I know a lot of people have fliff and have these things and still haven't cashed out. I don't know what's happening with them. They must not be listening to the pod.
Mm-hmm.
But if they start listening, we've given out some fire bets. So got some good ones coming up. So let's get into some of our picks for this week. All right, we have our first guest on the pod today. Joining us from Phoenix, we have Bobby, who you can see is a 2-time degenerate. He's a degenerate gambler, and then he's a Yankee fan, so that makes him a 2-time degenerate. As a Sox fan, we're going to let him go on here, but if you think about what team he's taking, you might want to consider his picks with a grain of salt. So just going to throw that out there for Bobby, but welcome to the podcast. We're happy to have you here. Friend of Debo's from back in the day in Santa Barbara, so welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Been a big fan of the podcast since you started it up. I want to also thank you, Matt. I haven't met you, but I've been blindly following your college football picks for quite some time. Debo's relayed those, made me a ton of money, so thank you for that.
Nice. Yeah, good season.
Got me back and got me in the green and a lot over the football season. Again, sorry that you're a Red Sox fan. I hate Bregman. He somehow found a way for me to hate him even more. Didn't think it was possible, but it's a great signing. $40 million a year, kind of a lot, but hey, 3 years worth of flyer, right?
Short-term contract, yeah.
Short-term. Speaking of flyers, it is Friday, so I've got some Friday fun flyers. No locks by any means, but we're just having fun. It's All-Star weekend for basketball. There's no hockey to bet on, so let's just have some fun. So I'm going to start with the 3-point contest, which is tomorrow night, I believe. And the obvious favorite, I believe he's plus 300 when I looked this morning, is Damian Lillard. Going for that 3-peat, so that's the safe bet, but we saw how that worked out for the Chiefs, so I'm going to fade that. Got a couple nice value picks. I like Storm and Norman Powell. I'm also a Clippers fan, so maybe a bit of a homer pick, but a plus 600 That guy's a bucket. I don't know if anyone's been following, but I've been watching the Clippers religiously, and he's money. 40 points a game. He's 11th in the league in threes made, which is actually above Damian Lillard by a couple. And he is also, I think, 12th in three-point field goal percentage. Shoots about 2.5 a game, so it's good value there. I would just do a quarter unit. That's what I'm doing. My second pick, which is a little more of a long shot, but I think you can never go wrong with this guy, Jalen Brunson, plus 950. Anytime you get 10-1 on a guy like that in a skills contest, I think is good value. He also shoots 2 or 3 a game. So those are my 2 picks for that. Again, quarter unit on each. And then I also was looking at the Rookie of the Year. Here's kind of my fun Hail Mary. You can get Klingon at 7,000, plus 7,000, 70-1 right now. And hear me out. There's no clear-cut favorite this year. There's no Wemby. I know Ware's a favorite and also Castle. But they haven't really run away with it. Klingon's last couple days without Ayton, who's now out for about 4 weeks, has been 15-14 with 4 blocks, 20-17 with 3 blocks. You have a few more games like that, and that 7,000 is going to free fall. So great value there. Again, it's just a sprinkle, and those are my 3 picks.
I love it. I already followed you on that. Great logic, because Ayton just got hurt. So, Bobby, I had you place the bet for me because I'm in California, and FanDuel had great odds, so we fired away. You should follow
and I also
too,
want
Matt.
to take dollar bets and Debo for that lock the other day. The over 10.5, that was me that reposted that. That was pretty much the freest money I've had. I think he scored the first 5 points for the team, and he had 10.5. So thank you for that. That was a no sweat.
Anytime.
Nice call.
That's what we do. All right.
All right. Love those picks. Debo, you got any NBA picks for the All-Star break?
No NBA picks, but I got a couple college basketball picks tomorrow.
Okay. Let's hear them. What do you got?
You're going to love this one, Bobby. I'm betting against Purdue again. And every time I bet against Purdue, I lose.
Shocker.
Wisconsin, they're plus 5.5. They're on the road. As an away team, they're 6-2 ATS. As an underdog, they're 5-2 ATS. So I like that. Give me Wisconsin plus 5.5. Like I said, it's been a bad omen when I bet against Purdue. I just can't. It's like Travis Kelce. When I go under, he goes over.
Hey, well, bad omen. Maybe the Badgers are going to break that streak.
Yep, I like
that
like
bet. I was looking at that one too.
Yep.
Every time I bet against Purdue, I do pretty well, and I think Wisconsin's can sneak in some games there.
They're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country too.
Yeah, we always like betting the Badgers. We got some family ties to that, huh? Me and Debo do.
There you go.
I got one more just because I heard you were on the Cougars. I'm just going to go Oppo on you. I'm taking Arizona minus 1.5 tomorrow. Arizona it's kind of a fanboy. I'm a big Arizona fan. So, yeah, it's a fanboy move, and I just wanted to go Oppo of you. Don't really have any.
Arizona's solid this year, too.
Yeah.
Every time we battle, you're coming up on the losing end, though, Debo. I have to say. So
let's do it again.
I actually, if I was going to pick teams I would root for Arizona, but I just like the way Houston's playing. Arizona had a big game this last week, didn't pull through. I see them as Houston is a team on the rise. Too much talent there, too much size.
They're always good at defense. They're great defense. Top 10 defense.
It'd be a good game nonetheless.
Yeah, good shooters. All over a solid team. They're a team that's going to go. Although this year there's so many teams that go far in March. I got them minus 1.5. I don't necessarily like them being road dogs. Since Arizona, I want to wait for the spread to come down. I don't know that it will. It's an early number though. It might come down to a pick 'em.
Okay, I misread that. I had Zona minus 1.5, but yeah, it is.
It is Houston minus 1.5.
Yeah, it's Houston. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that's holding me back a little bit, but I'm still going to go with it. Still going to stay with Houston, hoping to get a better number. I'm going to hold out, bet closer to tip-off. My other one is Georgia, minus 1.5. I like the dogs. Georgia's been playing pretty well. SEC is just such a solid conference for basketball this year. It's, there's no team in there that's safe. You saw Florida win this week. You've got some great matchups, too. You got Alabama, Auburn this weekend. You got Ole Miss, Mississippi State going this weekend.
Michigan State too plays who they play. They got a good one. Illinois at Illinois.
That's a good one.
Illinois is 5.5-point favorites. They are at home.
Yeah, Big Ten. It seems like the home teams have been doing pretty well. But Yeah, let me see. And then we got Tennessee Vanderbilt. I would have jumped on Tennessee, but that spread is 11.5. So it's a little bit of a high number for me to take.
I'm assuming you're going to take Kansas minus 6.5 though. At
Definitely
Utah.
gonna take Kansas. It's always a tough one though because they every other game they play bad, and this is a other game, so they're probably gonna play bad again. So
last year, Deba, how many times did we bet Kansas and they lost? And one of their 2 of their 3 losses, I think we bet them. So maybe we'll stay away for you.
Yeah, at Utah and then at BYU. I think BYU is definitely the harder trip on the road trip here, but you can go out to Salt Lake and Provo and catch 2 Kansas games this weekend if you wanted to. Thought about that. Yes, I think those are the big matchups. Missouri 21. They did beat Kansas earlier in the year, but I just don't see them as being that good. I think they're like football. I think they're just a little bit overrated. They're kind of a young team. I see them fading as we get closer to the tournament. So those are my 2 picks for college hoops. Bobby, got any college hoops bets you want to share?
I didn't really look into it. I figured I'd leave that up for you guys. Debo said you guys had a plethora of that, so I just stuck to some fun NBA ones. Next time I'll try to get some more locky type picks once we actually have some games going. So
Yeah,
I'll hit you back with
Long Shot Louie.
Long Shot Louie. Friday Fun Flyers on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, bring them in every Friday.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to come and make some picks toward the MLB season. That's kind of my wheelhouse there. Decent in NBA as well at NHL, but definitely MLB. I'd say the most knowledgeable. So I'll definitely hop back in if you guys will have me then.
Absolutely.
Coming up here soon.
It is absolutely coming up. And Debo, being the degenerate gambler that he is, he likes to bet first 5 in spring training. I know that's one of his favorite bets to do.
First 5 in spring training? No, I don't think I've ever done that.
He is a big first 5 guy, and he's those are good bets too. And how many times have I bet a full game and the bullpen's blown it? It's terrible. So first 5 is the way to go.
He doesn't bet first 5. He bets the over in spring training. I know that, but he live bets the over.
Yeah,
just because he knows that the bad pitchers are coming in late and giving up a bunch of runs. But
smart.
Yeah.
I got one more thing I want to say. I fired off this bet this morning actually with Bobby. St. John's 30-1 to win the national title. I know they lost at Villanova the other night, but I love their full court press and Rick Pitino's doing over there. So give me a flyer on St. John's 30-1. I put $10 down on it to win $350. So
one thing
I
I'll
love
add to
the
that,
Big East.
I don't have a particular pick, but I will say I've learned from this over the years. Now is a good time to get in all those 30-1, 25-1 flyers because those teams, once a conference or once a tournament start, be a lot lower numbers. So you can get great value. Pick 3-4 teams you love and just fire.
I took a flyer on Coach Cal, even though they're our bubble team to make the tournament for Arkansas, but I got 260-1. So I threw $1 on the Razorbacks. 200 on Sportsbetting. On Sportsbetting. To win it all. To win it all.
Okay, yeah. I got them 100-1. I got Arkansas 100-1. Yeah.
For $1, free money. Might as well throw it out there.
Yeah.
That St. John's game, I agree with you, but I don't know if you watched the end of that game where, they had the chance to go into overtime and tie it up. I think they're down 1, right? I believe they're down 1
or 2. They were down 2.
Down 2. The guy got the ball top of the key. Defender slipped, and for whatever reason, instead of taking it to the hole, which we know I coach basketball, and I'm always in a game like that. I always want somebody to go into the basket because you're going to get fouled. You're going to get a good look, but they just always force up threes. And the guy slipped, and then he kind of did a hitch and took a really bad shot. And that's not a Pitino coach. I hope that's not what he drew up there, was him to shoot that 3. It didn't seem like it.
I just feel like
that was frustrating.
They're never out of a game with that press because they were down big in Connecticut. They're playing UConn. They were down 15 first half. They put that press on. They were instantly back in the game, and then they ended up winning by 8 points or something. So they're just, you can't count them out right now. So
yeah,
give me the.
All right, let's
give
get
me
some
the
other
Johnnies.
picks, Debo. I got a couple of new ones.
I'll throw one more. You guys kind of maybe thinking if you want another Hail Mary. I don't remember the odds, but I think it was worse than the St. John's. Maryland to win the whole thing. Now, the only reason I say this is they got Derek Queen, who I've seen twice, just mutilate bets against them. And I think he went 21-14 last night. You get a guy like that in the tournament, can really take over. So that would be another little sprinkle. I don't remember the odds. Do you remember, Debo?
I think it was like 25 to. I think it was like 25 to 1.
Yeah, somewhere right around the St. John. So that would be another fun flyer for you.
Maryland's looking pretty good.
Score a lot of
Auburn
points.
looks good. Florida looks dangerous as hell. Anyway, we're going to do a whole show for previewing March Madness.
Nice.
As I think Debo told you, I'm going to be in Lexington a couple weeks. Getting excited to go to that. And I might, when they're back out here, Debo, maybe we'll head down to Oracle because they're the Sweet 16's in Oracle too. So might do a back-to-back weekends.
Oakland?
Yeah. So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be in Vegas.
And I will be there in Vegas the first weekend of March Madness. It's always the most exciting.
Nice.
And you'll be in Lexington. We'll bet on whatever game that you're at. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. A couple more bets. We got another big event this weekend. We got Daytona 500 coming up. So let's throw a couple flyers on that one. Two people. I watched the duels last night. Daytona has a weird system for qualifying. They have the regular qualifying to see who's on the pole, and then they do the dual races to see where the rest of the grid fits up. So Bubble, he won the first duel. He is at plus 2,000 right now to win it all. He always does well on super speedways. Thing with Daytona is you want to be out front, right? Because there's always going to be one of those wrecks and takes out half the field. So if you're up front, you usually avoid that wreck. So that's a guy that could easily win it. And where is he? Starting third. So he's starting up front. You know, in the duel, it wasn't easy to pass. You know, each year, the first race, you can kind of tell how easy passing is going to be at the different tracks. Track looked a little difficult. It looked like with these cars, it's going to be harder to pass. I like him. Toyotas were also looking pretty good yesterday. So anyway, that would be first guy. Other guy, Joey Logano. Joey Logano is he's got the expertise. He's been there. He's got a good team. He's starting 10th. Ford's also looked okay. He's not as much value, though, plus 1,200. Anyway, take two of those guys in the top 5, or if you want to put a flyer, a little bit of money sprinkle to win.
I haven't bet NASCAR since when we went to Sears Point.
And you won.
Remember that? Truex ran out of gas. I won, right. But I had Truex to win or top 3, and he ran out of gas like 50 feet from the finish line. I forgot
about that. That was brutal. It was a bad beat.
But I did hit someone else for a top 3 pick, though.
All right.
Well, Matt, I've never bet Daytona, so you'll pop my cherry here. I'll follow those
fun.
two.
It's always a fun bet to you got to root for a driver. And you always bet 2 because somebody's going to be in a wreck, and then you're stuck the rest of the race with your good driver out. So always have another person in there.
Okay, I'm gonna actually send you some money, Bobby. Make those bets for me.
Yeah, and then
top 5, and so you can do top 5 or to win it, right?
You can do like top 10. You can do
both.
top 5. You can even do it on Prize Picks on like fantasy points too, and it'll tell you how the scoring works on that. And fantasy points will be like laps led and things like that. So
you can do top 3, I believe.
Top 3, yep. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting to do. English Premier League, Arsenal, big game against Leicester this week. I like them at minus 1.5 goals on the goal line. Liverpool tied a game this week. They got upset last week, and so Arsenal needs to cut the table a little bit. In second place, they're running out of time. This is a huge win for them, even though Kai Havertz got injured and he's out for the season. But I still think they're going to pull this one off. So I'll take Arsenal, English Premier League. And then
I'll follow.
I think, and then the Genesis Open. A little insight on that. One of the longest courses they're going to play on the PGA Tour. So with the rain, it's going to soften the course up a little bit. So you're going to want somebody that can drive the ball well, and you're not going to get the benefit of those extra rollouts that some of these golfers get. And Rory's that guy. I think Rory's been hitting the ball well. Right now, he's at plus 5. I bet him before the tournament started. Got a much better odds at that. But I would take Rory. Scheffler's in the mix right now, too. I like him.
I live bet Scheffler yesterday. Only got, I think it was like plus 220.
Yeah,
so that's looking good.
I mean, the problem is Scheffler, you can't get any money on the bets. He's always there, but it's just there's no value in betting Scheffler. So it's always the Fielding or Scheffler.
And your soccer pick, me and Bobby actually just lost a soccer. We bet on Chelsea today. They lost like 4-0 or something.
3-0 when I saw last, but yeah, that was so we'll get a nice bounce back. I'll follow that Arsenal. You said on the goal line, right? Minus 1.5.
Minus 1.5.
Yep. You know, when I bet Arsenal, at least when Saka was in, he's been hurt for a while. I don't think he's back yet. I'd like to take Arsenal first half because Arsenal tends to come out really aggressive, and they tend to win the first half and sometimes take the second half off. That's the only thing that would scare me a little bit about that, but I think they might get the 2 goals early in this game. So if I didn't take the -1.5, I'd maybe bet them first half.
Love it.
Yeah, those are the bets I got. Anything else from you fellas as we head into a big weekend of sports?
Sounds like we've got an exciting weekend to dabble in, boys. Thank you for the picks, and throw those on some point on those tickets as well.
Let's go.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to have you on the pod, buddy. And,
appreciate it, man. Go Yankees.
Yeah. Sorry. We'll do some preseason baseball side bets here for some different player props.
I'm not gonna lie. The Red Sox had a good offseason. I hate to admit it, but you guys got Crochet, who I know me and Debo both love. I think that pickup of who's the other pitcher you got? Why am I drawing a blank? Got another pitcher that's good. Walker Buehler. I think that's a big pickup. He throws really well in the cold, so I think him moving to an East Coast team is going to do him some good. That's my opinion, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's about time because they took the last 3 years off. They looked like the A's in the offseason the last couple of years, so it's kind of nice to have them spend some money instead of spending it all in Liverpool, which is what John Henry's been doing. But yeah.
You a Celtics fan too?
I am a Celtics fan. They're having a good year. They're finally winning 2 games in a row too, which is nice. Usually they go on and take the second game off, especially on the road, but they're doing all right.
They're the worst team after a win. They're the worst team ATS.
Yeah, Debo shared that with me a couple weeks ago. I think we made money off it a couple of times.
Yeah, but then this week they all of a sudden stepped up. It was weird. It was opposite. They won big too. So
they'll be fine come playoffs. All right, thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.
You as well.
All right. Make some money.